Hello and welcome back to another album of the week, and of course this is episode number 17. So, for this week's spotlight is a debut album from somewhat obscure new wave or British heavy metal band Spartan Warrior, which of course is their debut album titled Steel and Chains. The reason I'm spotlighting this album is because of this week, they're releasing a new album, which of course is titled Hell to Pay, and of course it's being released on Pure Steel Records. Who are Spartan Warrior? Well, I think I've just already stated earlier that they are or were a part of that whole new wave of British heavy metal movement, and this album here, which of course again is their debut, titled Steel and Chains, was of course was released on the infamous Guardian Records and Tapes label, which of course is best known for giving us bands such as Satan, definitely the Kiss of Death 7-inch. And of course a couple of comps as well was on this label, but definitely one of those labels that were definitely prominent again during that whole new wave of British heavy metal movement, and this album definitely is an exception to some of that when it comes to full-length albums. This is definitely, in a way, is typical a bit of the whole new wave of British heavy metal movement. This, of course, was their only debut. They never, mostly a lot of new wave British heavy metal bands, they mostly release singles or 7-inches before releasing their debut, but Spartan Warrior didn't necessarily do that. So in a way, this is definitely one of those full-length albums that, I guess in metal theologians' words, it kind of has that sort of new wavy kind of sound to it. It's just rock, and I would definitely say this album is definitely good, but I would definitely say the highlight is just the first half of this, which is of course on vinyl, is side A. Everything from Cold Hearted up to the title track, it's just rocking. Side B, or basically the second half of the album, it's definitely not bad, but I definitely do say that it's a bit weaker compared to side A, which is basically, in a way, this sound should have been released as an EP, and it probably would have worked even better because it would have just made it even more completely, just way more sweeter, because it just, again, even though I'm spotlighting because it's probably definitely their best album, but from what I've heard, at least of their new one, Hell to Pay, it definitely seems like that they are, after this one, they definitely are going back to the more just straight up heavy sort of sound, but not like they never lost it, but still, this is definitely probably their best one in terms of full length, but still, it's definitely a good album. Sadly, I don't even own this. I only have a downloaded vinyl rip that was taken off the Heavy Metal Rarities forum, which, again, the reason I don't is for the fact that there's it's about $42, and if you were to buy it off of Discogs and with all the shipping and everything, it probably would be almost over 40, almost around $50 maybe, who knows. But again, though, to be quite honest, maybe I'm holding off because I think this is one of those albums that is potentially might get officially reissued, because right now the only CD pressing of this is only on bootleg, which of course is through the Hot Metal Records, which it might not be a bad release or so, but the thing is, I think Hot Metal Records are one of those kind of sketchy bootleg labels because of the sound quality usually, from what I've heard from some of the stuff that I downloaded. It definitely isn't on pure high quality. But I don't know. I don't know why the hell I'm going into like quality when this is more about a band and an album. But still, I'm definitely spotlighting this. If you've never even checked this album out, you could definitely go on YouTube and listen to it. And I think it's definitely a pretty solid, in some cases, a pretty solid album. So, again, released back in 1983. They did release an album after this, which of course was self-titled, released through Roadrunner Records. And of course, they had split up from then. Then they reformed back in 2006. So then released an album in 2010 titled Behind Closed Lines, and in 2009 a single titled Never Take Me Alive, and of course then a demo in 2013 titled 30th Anniversary, and of course now here in 2018 on February 23 will be their fourth full-length album titled Hell to Pay. And I don't know if I'm going to get to review that here shortly. I don't know if I will. I know I will definitely review it, but it might be after my 100th review, which, yes, I'm on my 100th review, and I think at this point you probably know what album that would be picked to be my 100th album review. So, until then, if anyone has ever checked out this album as well, or has definitely heard it, definitely let me know what you actually thought of this, or what you thought of Spartan Warrior to begin with. Anyways, if you even haven't, like I suggested earlier, you go onto YouTube and, well, check them out. This is definitely one of those, I think, starting albums. Of course, the second album is not that bad as well. So, until then, this is Heavy Thrasher Sam out, and I hope you like this pick. Take care.